The fact that his entire career imploded because he said he didn't like milk is actually wild. Like, it's the funniest thing. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. We are going to be doing a reading vlog. This is a series that I've had on my shelf since I first got back into reading as an adult and have not picked up yet. Today's the day we start this series and I'm so excited because this is a very popular series, a very popular author, and that's none other than Elsie Silver. I have not read an Elsie Silver book yet. I don't know why it's taken me so long. So I am going to be starting with Flawless by Elsie Silver. But here's the thing, I have very high expectations of this series. Just a side note, I don't actually have this cover. I know that she did the signing in Calgary, I think it was, and she had these covers in these books. They're signing exclusive. What I actually did, because I love these covers so much and I have all of these covers, is I just printed out dust jackets at home and put them around the books. I have the original cover underneath and then dust jacket on top, and I just think these covers are stunning. I'm too excited. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna jump into this. Grab your favorite drink, grab a book, and come hang out with me and read. No, I'm too excited. This is so exciting. I'm so excited. I just met Rhett Eaton. I know that that's an important name. I don't know who or like what book is his story or if I'm reading his story, but I know that name based off of like people talking about the series. I'm currently 5 chapters in, and why did no one tell me this book is hilarious? It's so funny. I find myself laughing on every single page. I'm having the best time reading this. And we have our MMC and he gets himself into a little bit of trouble in his career, and so the FMC is forced to become like his babysitter and watch over him and make sure he doesn't do anything else silly that could disrupt his career and the path that he's on. I don't know why I waited so long to pick it up. This is so much fun. I am having the best time. It's been a while since I've been kind of excited to jump into my book, whatever that I'm reading. I've had a lot of like 3 stars, 2 stars. Recently, I haven't really had any 4 or 5 stars lately, and I feel like this one could be on the higher end of it. So I'm excited for that. But just like the dialogue itself has been so well done. Like, everything's just flowing really smoothly in the dialogue, and the characters, I love them. I love our FMC right now. I love that she's like straight to the point, no BS. I feel like our MMC is like that too. I said earlier when they mentioned the MMC's name at the beginning, I didn't know this was his book, but I'm excited to read about his story. And then they also mentioned the brothers, who I know is like another book. I think it might be the next book. Anyways, just like getting to meet all the characters that I know have books is pretty cool, and I'm excited. I am really enjoying this so far. I don't think I've laughed and giggled in any read recently or in a while, so I'm just having the best time. Also, the fact that his entire career imploded because he said he didn't like milk is actually wild. Like, it's the funniest thing, and I am going to get back to reading and I will update when I have some more thoughts, but I'm loving it so far. I'm having a great time and I'm so happy I picked this up. I feel like it's also getting me in like the summer mood. I so badly want to go and sit at a beach and read. So hopefully that's around the corner, because here in Canada, we don't know at this point. Sometimes we get good weather, sometimes we get rain, sometimes it's gloomy. It's been pretty gloomy. The weather's been all over the place, but I'm hoping we get some good weather soon because I'm so ready for a beach day. Sitting on the beach and reading, and yeah, I can't wait. So yeah, anyways, I'll check in a little bit when I have some more thoughts about this, but yeah, let's get to reading. Okay, it's time for a reading update, and I am 220 pages in, so I think there's about 370 pages. So I've got a little over 100 pages to go. I will say that this book is definitely spicier than I thought it was going to be. Still enjoying it. I'm really hoping to finish this book today. Excited to see how it ends, and I know that the second book in this series is a lot of people's favorite book. Today is Saturday, May 31st, and I did not finish Flawless last night. My kids were up all night. I think I got about 2.5 hours of sleep total, so I'm exhausted. I don't have work today because it's a weekend, and so I just get to focus on them and the book, so I'm planning on reading quite a bit today. I will say that I am still enjoying it. It's just like the spice scenes. I just don't know spices for me. I think I have like about 100, maybe just over 100 pages left in Flawless, so I am gonna go down, make a coffee, and read a little bit. I'm excited to get back into the book. It slowed down a little bit. Like I was having a really great time, and I still am, but just like the humor at the beginning of the story was just unmatched. I was laughing out loud the entire time. It was so funny. I feel like now we've kind of slowed down a little bit. Like there still is that banter and the bickering, but it's just not to the extent that it was at the beginning of the book. I'm hoping that we get more of that type of comedic dialogue within the rest of the book because I was having a great time with it, and it was so funny. But yeah, I do feel like it's slowed down a little bit for me. I'm still like eager to get in there and finish it. So yeah, let's go make a coffee and then let's read Flawless. I'm gonna finish the epilogue and then I will give you my thoughts. The epilogue and the bonus chapter, so let's talk about the book. Flawless by Elsie Silver is about a bull rider whose entire career implodes because he doesn't like milk. He's assigned a babysitter to help keep his reputation intact so he doesn't do anything else that kind of can ruin what he's already kind of messed up. It kind of goes from there. I was hooked from the start. This book was hilarious. Right off the bat, I was having such a good time. I don't think I've ever really laughed out loud from a book. I will say that it slowed down a tad bit, but this book is so different from any romance book that I've read before because typically when I'm reading a romance book, it'll get to a point where there's one major plot twist towards the end, and then it's like, okay, kind of predictable a little bit, and the end of the story is just based off resolving that problem. With this book, once we got a plot twist, I was not expecting it, but right after that we got another plot twist and then another plot twist. Everything was just thrown at me and like I had whiplash. I was not expecting all the plot twists in this book. It wasn't just one plot twist that hit you and you're like, okay, now we got to work on resolving that. No, we had like 3 different things thrown at us. The romance was well done. I liked what Elsie Silver did with it. I find in romance books sometimes it just jumps the gun and we're into the romance before there was any build up, and I'm somebody who really appreciates a romance where they're friends first and then they build up to that point. It didn't feel forced. Like it felt very well thought out and it felt very natural. I am gonna fall on a 4-star for this one, and that's because part of it did slow down a little bit and I was having a good time. But for me, someone who doesn't typically read too much spice, the spice threw me off a little bit. There's really subtle mentions of it throughout the entire book. I feel like in some romance books that I've read, the spice is just kind of thrown in there for the sake of writing it and not necessarily because it's going to enhance the plot or the romance or the story. So I really appreciate what Elsie did with this story and put it in the right spots. But throughout other chapters, like where there was no mention of it, all of a sudden there was just like stuff thrown in that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I don't know if I enjoyed that part as much. Again, I'm not someone who reads a lot of spice in my books, I would say, and still newer to me, so we'll see how I feel by the end of the series. There was a character in here, he's a side character, and I really like him a lot. I think he might even be my favorite, and he only had like a few one-liners here and there throughout the book, and I think he gets a book in the series, and I'm pretty sure it's Powerless, but I could be wrong, which is the 3rd book I believe in the series. I am so intrigued by his character, and I just really want to read his story. Like I am so intrigued, and it might just be like the Canadian girly in me, the hockey girly in me who just loves a good hockey player. I'm so intrigued by him. He's hilarious. He's very quiet, but then he has these little like one-liners where it's absolutely hilarious, and I just loved his character, so I'm excited to read that book. I know the next book is about another character in this book, and I know a lot of people like that one the best in the series, so I am intrigued because the bits and pieces we got of that character in this book, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like him, but again, I don't know. I'll read the book and we'll see. Overall, I had such a great time. Like I've never laughed so much, like I said, reading a book, and so this was great, and I just hope we get that same humor in the rest of the series. I could so see this being a TV show. These characters are so well written and they're so different from one another, and I appreciate that when authors can really differentiate characters from one another, because I feel like when you're reading books or about cowboys, it can be easy to kind of mesh their personalities together because everyone sees cowboys as a certain stereotype, and so I really appreciate what I did with this in terms of differentiating the characters so much to the extent where if they were to just have dialogue, you would know who was saying what line without even having their name after or before it. I think when you can do that, where you can just take out all the filler and just have dialogue and still know who's saying what, I think that says a lot about how well she did with the character differentiation, and so I really appreciated that about this story. But anyways, landed on a 4-star, really enjoyed it. I'm really excited for the rest of the series. I just know it's going to get better and better, and I'm really excited for Jasper's story. He's become one of my favorite characters in this book. Loved the MMC and the FMC in this book as well. I like the relationship and the way that they built it, and I feel like it was solid and it made sense. And what I appreciate about Elsie's writing and the way that she writes her romance, and again, this is the first book I've read from her, so it could be completely different in all the stories, but she takes her time with it and she makes it look realistic, not just like jumping into it for the sake of jumping into it. So those are all my thoughts about the book. I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to continue the series. If you stayed this long, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.